Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is powered by Gamerzclass. Gamerzclass is an online educational platform where you can learn different varieties of game from the pros. So guys, as you can see, I am already in the platform of Gamerzclass, and there are so many games options. I am already in the Clash of Clans segment, and you can see the pro players like Exorcist, Nebrax, Itzu and Fluxy, and there are so many good classes where you can learn a lot. In today's video, I will show you how to join this platform, and also I will briefly walk through a class of Itzu, which is a great class. I've already watched the entire class and learned a lot from him. Now guys, there's also a big surprise. I will talk about it later. Right now, let's go through the video.
In this episode, we're going to talk more about base identification, like what are you looking for? What is maybe even your checklist if you're coming with certain strategies, and how to identify the weakness of a base with looking at the correct buildings, the most important buildings right away. And I feel like we're jumping in with a couple of the most common strategies, starting things off with right now a really powerful strategy, which is Queen Charge Lalo. Overall, on Town Hall 14, the most important things to take a look at is the Town Hall itself, because it's so deadly with the Town Hall poison, with the Giga Explosion. We have the scatter shots, we have the heroes to take a look at. If you're using a Queen Charge Lalo, it's mainly the Queen and the Royal Champion, which are important for you. Otherwise, Inferno Towers are always a big threat, especially if they're set to multi for your Lalo parts. You need to be careful with that. And otherwise, Expos, you can take a look at that, especially for your Queen Charge. With having so many rages, typically it's not that big of a problem if you charge right away into them. But if there's like somewhere out of range where it's like a ground Expo, which you cannot not really reach, that's sometimes a bit problematic, so you need to be careful with that. Otherwise, let's dive into this ring base. And I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with ring bases, especially with Queen Charges, because the one key thing for a ring base is you have no clue where your troops go, and exactly that's what we would like to change. So let's take a look at the base and the first couple of...
As Itzu said, you have to make a checklist about which defenses you are targeting with your queen, like scatter shots, inferno towers. Those single inferno towers can be a pain to your heroes, so you have to make a checklist before you attacking any base.
Scatter shots in the core, that's the first thing we can see. We have the clan castle as well, which is always an important factor. So that's like the next thing. In a ring base, we can identify the location of the town hall really quickly because it's always in the core. So we have already 4 important defenses, easier accessible from the top side. The next important thing, it might be the eagle, which is more towards the bottom side. But we have talked about the heroes as well, which is the Queen and the Royal Champion, and both of them are around the top side. So we can see already a lot of really important defenses are around the top side. So that's where we would like to charge in. That's where we would like to have our entry going. Now the question is, how do you do that? Well, on a ring base, as I said, the most important thing is to get your funnel right, to get your queen pathing the right way. And that's possibly a nice way to do it is this blimp, the battle blimp, getting that in one of the corners, making sure this ring base is pretty much getting a big cut somewhere, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. So we're going to try to blimp that far right Inferno Tower with the Expo together, and this is going to achieve multiple things. Funneling, pathing, this is like the first 2 big ones. The next one, luring out the clan castle. If you take a look at the range, you can see it is within the clan castle range. So being able to take that out early on, if you do not have like 2 scatter shots on you, if you have a lot of expos on you, a lot of damage in general, that's not where you want to fight the clan castle, because it's going to take you multiple spells, freezes, maybe more rages, anything. So that's not what you like to do. Talking a bit more about the blimp, you want to bring, and what I personally like to bring, is a wall breaker, a super wall breaker in there, because you have 2 Yetis, and then you have like a barbarian or something, and then you can choose a couple of different things. People like to prefer different things. We are having the option of a rocket loon, which is really nice. We have the option of a Valkyrie, and we have the option of the super wall breaker. I feel like the reason for us to bring a super wall breaker is over here. People love to bait those blimps, right? Because they are so strong. That's why we would like to do that blimp. But for you guys not to have investing 10 loons or something to actually get this blimp there, we want to make sure that we are bringing the super wall breaker to get this layer done for sure. So we're going to reach it and need to make sure that we take down the corner, then queen charge all the way from the roundabout from the queen area up into this top side, and make sure that we're pushing our queen into the middle of the base. And that's always in the second phase of the funneling coming in, because we have the blimp doing one side, but obviously ring base is having multiple areas where you need to funnel, and then the other side is doing the king. We always have this king option as funnel, where we can wall break him into the Royal Champion, take down the Royal Champion as well, And that's exactly what we're looking for. Now the question is, since you have overall 4 heroes, the Lalo is most likely with the Warden in this case, because we do not get that much value with the...
So in this part, I totally agree with Itzu. If you are queen charging any base at Town Hall 14, if you are engaging with the clan castle at the center of the base where multiple defenses are attacking on the queen, it's so pain and so difficult. You have to invest a ton of spells and things can be messy. So like I love the plan that you have to blimp at first, and the blimp also will lure the CC, so queen can fight the CC alone,
because we do not get that much value with the king. And that's the next thing, the royal champion. Where should you use the royal champion? And the question is it with the king or is it with the Lalo? On this one, if you take a look at the top left side, we see there's the royal champion. Otherwise, there's not too many important defenses, like there's not an additional scatter shot, which the queen cannot reach. There's not an X-bow out of reach, not anything out of reach for the queen, right? So there's no reason for us to play the royal champion over there. So the queen should get forced inside, charge into that multi-inferno tower, take down the double scatter shot, and take even down the town hall. And with that, you can see already a nice, really nice big chunk of base already carved out, and then we just play the Lalo from the bottom side, and that is easy because yes, there is the eagle, but you can just block that with your Warden ability, and you have only 1 air defense pretty much left. And Lalo is not really problematic with having those air defenses. That's even good for you because then you can have the Hound tanking, and that's how you really easily triple those ring bases with Queen Charge Lalo. So after doing all of this 3D crafting right there, we're going to play it as we exactly planned it out. So starting our queen on the top right side, we can zoom in a little bit. See the Baby Dragon funneling because, well, Baby Dragon can do a nice work over there. It can reach the majority of defenses. And then we can have the blimp coming in. The blimp to make sure the funnel is set. Do not delay it too much. Otherwise, you can still have some problems. And we predicted it. There were the double black mines to just prevent this blimp. But with our wall break, you can see we get the access into the base if it's needed. We took care of the majority of defenses over there. The queen now, you can take a look at how much damage the queen has on her while taking on the lava hound, which is, that's right, nothing pretty much. It's a wizard tower, it's an archer tower. That is nothing considering a ring base is having so stacked cores. So we can really easily take that out. We can see already the top left side, nice and early funnel right there because, as we have said, we want to create the funneling on the other side as well. We have carved out this entire right side entirely with the blimp, with the Baby Dragon, and with that the queen had no other option than going towards the top side. But now, since she has the direction, we need to make sure that she is getting directed into the core because, as we have said, that's where the scatter, that's where the town hall is located, and that's what we would like to take down. Next wall breaker is in, and with that only 1 wall breaker is needed to actually get towards the core. And always remember that those COC loons, especially in the Queen Charge Lalo, you have enough loons, bring them non-stop in there, especially because people like to have all of those red mines stacked in one of the flanks. And if you're running with your healers into all of the red bombs, you're going to have a big problem. There's already the first couple of red bombs coming up, another black man triggered, another red bomb triggered. So just imagine we would have ran into this without those COC loons. This would have been bad news for our queen. And now we can see already in zoom out that there is not much base left. We took down the majority of our checklist already. Scatter shot, we have taken down the clan castle, town hall, queen, and royal champion, and the multi-inferno tower as well. And with that, the Lalo is just super easy to go through. We can send the royal champion with our headhunters around the bottom side, which means headhunters typically have a rough time against cannons, ground explosives, things like that. But if you have the royal champion in your Lalo as well, you can see how nice the royal champ just tanked all of the ground, targeting defense. And with that, the headhunters are surviving. The defending king has no chance whatsoever. And with that, we can even swag a couple of spells right there if you want to. So that's how you approach those ring bases, how you really easily take care of them. Make sure to blimp one corner, try to charge around the clan castle and the most important of our checklists, which is, again, we want to repeat that, the town hall, the scatter shots, the eagle, for example, the multi-inferno towers for your Lalo, and obviously then heroes again. So this is like how you approach those ring bases, how you use the checklist to triple those bases really easily.
That's a great attack from Itzu. And as he mentioned, if you follow the checklist, if queen gets the value like the scatter shots, the inferno tower, and the town hall, then there's not much base left for the Lalo, and you can toggle between like you want to send the royal champion with your Lalo or with the king. So that's a great attack. Let's move into the next attack.
After we have completely obliterated that ring base, we're going to change not only the strategy, but we're going to change up the base as well, the base style. And this time around, we're going in with air, which means this checklist is obviously working for air as well, which means we have still our checklist with the clan castle, with the scatter shot, with the town hall, and the inferno towers overall as well. Obviously, with having air attacks, which means dragon-based attacks, super dragons, elected dragons, regular dragons with dragon riders, those are your options. You have obviously a different priority with the inferno tower settings. Our multi-inferno towers are really annoying versus Lalo. They're not as threatening versus your high HP dragons. So the single inferno towers are your bigger enemy over there. Otherwise, the checklist, as I said, stays the same. The heroes are important still. The town, as we have said it, the scatter shots, X-bows, those are the classic approaches. But there's one important thing. With the current meta, a lot of people like to run Lava Hound, maybe even Ice Golems inside the defending clan castle. You do not place your heroes inside that range, because with doing so, and we can mark that over here with the clan castle on the bottom side, we would possibly lure that clan castle out and we would lose our advantage of actually going with only air troops, right? So if we would send in like anything ground related over there, we could possibly lure out a lava hound, which would give us a disadvantage without any reason pretty much. So that's the next thing. Obviously, with this one, sweepers are a deal, like a thing as well. You need to consider them. They are pointing towards the town hall. So where should you enter now? That's maybe the big question. Well, and there comes your heroes, and because the heroes are the most powerful thing with air, there is a couple of options which you can do. First option is go in on the flank of the town hall, either right or left side on our example, and try to blimp their town hall. For us, with double sweeper against that, it is kind of tricky to do so. The next entry, which is possible, is coming from the opposite side of their town hall, which sounds risky, but trust me, with giving you guys a little bit of time, a little bit of training, you can really easily make sure that those attacks do not look risky at all, and 1 stars are never on the table. So on this one, we can see we have the possibility of actually pushing our heroes into that town hall compartment. And that's where you use every single troop which you have in your army composition. You're not only having electro dragons, you have loons and you have a baby dragon as well. You do not need the baby dragon always to funnel the electro dragons or your troops overall. If it's super dragons, if it's regular dragons, it does not matter. You can use that for funneling your heroes. So what we try to do is send our heroes from one of the corners, 9 or 3 o'clock, into the town hall. We are going to use the yak to get in the town hall compartment and then use our funneling, our babe dragon around the top side to push the heroes actually in there. And with that, we don't even need a blimp, right? We can use a slammer, which is giving us so much more power overall. And that's like the clutch thing. So that is pretty much how we do it. Use the electric dragons from the other side, try to rage them up, try to take down the clan castle building, and then send in our heroes on the flank. And there we go. That's how you play those electric dragons. So I think we should right away dive in and actually play the attack and see how this can actually work. So let's take a look at the bottom side, because that's, as I said, is what we start.
Okay, so that's a quite long explanation from Itzu, and one point I totally agree with him. Like he said that maximum cases the enemy defending clan castle will be a hound or will be triple ice golem. So in that case, you are if you are using your heroes in flank, so make sure that you use your heroes out of range of enemy clan castle. That's a huge boost for your heroes. So they can't, they don't have to fight the defending clan castle.
With our electric dragons. This base is pretty much symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter if you start on the right or on the left side. To be honest, I feel like both options won't really do too much of a big difference. So we're just going to start from this bottom left side, trying to push everything then into this compartment. And as soon as the clan castle is down, as soon as we're out of the threat that we are luring out the possible lava hound, you will just place your heroes. So you can see everything is down. First the loons, then the dragons or electric dragons or whatever behind. Use the samurais tanking as well. Rage them up nicely, and don't be afraid of using a couple of rages in the beginning. Try to spread them out a little bit, and now take a look at that. Clan castle is down. We're starting with our heroes right away on the far left side, and with that we just keep pushing our electric dragons through. And at this point it's all about spell timing and spell placement. The freezes, use them to protect those electric dragons. You can see already the core is already gone. This attack is so quick. At this point, the question is, where do we use our Royal Champion? If like in air attacks, the Royal Champion is always like, you have a rough idea where you want to use it. Otherwise, you just try to support your heroes or the remaining dragons which are staying alive. what you're looking for. Well, air defense is always a great target on the back end where you can use the Royal Champion. Otherwise, you can see as well, we have fun on the top side. The king is now forced into the wall. Jack, unfortunately, is not there anymore. So we're just supporting our heroes with the Royal Champion. And because we were really careful with the placement of our spells, we can use the Rage, we can use the Freezes to take down the Town Hall. And you can see this second star was never in danger with having so many spells left. We are even able to swag a couple of them in the end. Our Legendary Dragons, I feel like we have plenty of them left. The queen, even with our abilities still left. So you can see that's how you take down those bases. Try to abuse the power of air. Try to make sure that you're not luring out any of those lava hounds in the defending clan castle. And you are ready to go to completely smash those bases with any air strategy, any dragon-based strategy in the game.
Wow, that's fast. Whenever I also tried Electro Dragons in different town halls, one thing is for sure, if Electro Dragons does their job, it's a quite fast-paced attack.
I have said already early on in the episode that this episode is all about actually using your strategy on any base, because this is where the meta is right now. You can use any strategy on any base. So just to showcase that, we're going to now attack the ring base, which we have already 3-star with Queen Charge Lalo, now with Queen Charge Hybrid. Because I know you guys out there, a lot of people are finding ring bases really tricky to attack with Queen Charge Hybrid. So let's get back to our checklist. Again, we have our checklist with the Town Hall, with the Clan Castle being an important factor in Hybrid as well. We have our scatter shots, for example. We have our Inferno Towers, which are important. And we have heroes, obviously, again, with Exposed being an important factor for your Queen Charge. Especially for Hybrid, because, well, in Hybrid you have different spells than with the Queen Charge Lalo. Queen Charge Lalo, you can put everything into your queen, which means like the rages, the freezes, everything. With Hybrid, it's different. You have a limited amount of spells to actually support your queen. So most of the time, it's tricky to actually charge the Town Hall. So instead, let's concentrate on the next important thing on our list, which is that Clan Castle. You want to do that out with your queen, because you're not using that blimp. Instead, you're using typically the siege barracks within a Queen Charge Hybrid attack. So that's what we're trying to abuse in this attack overall. So we have to pick a side, and that's going to be the top side, because that's where the Clan Castle is. So we have to charge in one of those flanks. We can see as well, the base builder was nice to us. So there is a bomb tower on either side. So we can charge on the far left, or like top left and top right side. Both should be an easy option for us. And we're not going for the crazy value. We're not going for 5 scatter shots and 10 town halls. No, we're just going for the easy approach, for the pathing. And that's like the important thing about those ring bases, as I have said it, with just making sure that we're luring out the clan castle, creating the funnel, and then in the other corner, we are going to place our king with the siege barracks, and then just Hybrid in between. Do not be afraid of playing Hybrid through the town hall if you have to. And I think just to show you guys how powerful Hybrid actually is, and I have to say, even I'm surprised how easy Hybrid sometimes looks. So really a strategy for people out there who try to pick up a strategy which is having a really nice heal level, but at the same time being really powerful on the correct base. So let's play the attack and let's see how we do this. Diving into this Queen Charge around the top side, and we have said it, we want to charge around in this top side. An important factor in Queen Charges, always be careful with your healers. Do not deploy them too early. I see so many people deploying their healers too early. This is not a good thing. You have on turn of 14 your unicorn. Use it. Let the unicorn do its job and then wait where the queen is going. And you can see it. If you would have dropped the healers too early on this example, those healers would have been taken care of with this air defense in the second layer. So instead, we waited. The queen is...
I totally agree with Itzu. In most of the time, we drop the healers onto the queen. As soon as we drop queen into the battlefield, and most of the time, air defenses, archer tasks, or even Teslas targeted those healers, and we have to spend lots of spells like freezes and invisibility to protect our healers. So we can rely on the unicorn a little bit and delay those healers to avoid those extra spending on the freeze spells or the invisibility spells to protect our healers.
Coming back to the other side, and now that's the point where we can see there's a lot of damage on our queen. That's where we are playing the healers in there, making sure that our queen is staying alive. At this point, again, I like to mention it, the coconut loons. Make sure you have brought those, or you're bringing those cocoa loons to make sure your queen is staying alive. Your queen is going to have the support of those healers. Without that, it's not going to work. And again, we have said it already, we do not try to charge the town hall. The town hall most of the time is just protected too well, and with that we need too many rages, too many spells to actually get there, which would make this way too expensive. Instead, we're just going for an easy double layer wall break, and you can see already starting things as soon as the clan castle has been taken care of with the funnel, and then just the hybrid in between. You can see as well, it's not the most complex strategy. It's a pretty easy charge into the clan castle. As soon as that's down, you're coming in with the hybrid. And as I said as well, it's all about the pathing. You can really, with hybrid, just have the pathing in your mind already drawn out, and it's not like Lalo where you only have to consider defenses. In this one, you just have the straight pathing because your hybrid troops are going to target pretty much anything with the miners in the mix. That's why you can see Town Hall is next on the menu. As soon as you're in the core, use that warn ability, and that Town Hall poison is not going to give you too many problems because you're going to have another heal spell. And take a look at that. The base is already gone, and we have even another rage and another invisibility spell left because, again, we did not take the craziest opening with our queen charge. Instead, we're going in the safe route. We're just charging for this clan castle and then hybrid the core. I know a lot of people are wondering how to take down those ring bases with queen charge hybrid, but that is really an easy thing to do. Charge one corner, use the other corner with the king and the siege barracks. That's such an important siege machine for your hybrid. And then the hybrid just through the core. Do not be greedy with your queen charge. And that's then how you take down those bases really easily. And make sure that you're getting another 3-star for your clan, or maybe even legend, which means 40 cups for you.
Wow, guys, I have to admit that's the craziest attack in the entire class. And what a great execution. The queen done everything he wanted with the queen. And the pathing of the hybrid was also great. And the word he said at the last, that don't be too greedy. I have to say you can't be too greedy, because in the ring bases, if you want to charge everything with your queen, you have to spend so much spells to your queen, and there is a possibility that your queen can die in the core, and once your queen died in the core, your attack is totally messed up. So that's a great strategy and great breakdown from Itzu.
So what is the most important thing to remember after this episode? Make sure to follow this checklist. Make sure to take down the most important buildings first and always take a look at those in the beginning. Just to remind you again, the Town Hall is one of the most important defenses you want to have a plan for. Clan castle troops can mess up a lot of attacks, so make sure the timing where you're going to encounter them is great for your queen charge, for your attack, for whatever you're doing. Maybe avoid it completely with doing an air attack. The next important thing are heroes on defense. Not only in offense they are strong, in defense they can mess up your attack as well, so plan according for them and make sure that you have something planned out for them, if it's headhunters or maybe just your raged up dragons to take them out. The next thing as well is scatter shots. They can mess up attacks really easily with having maybe groups of loons taken down with only few shots, or other damage or other troops which have taken a lot of damage. So that's an important defense as well. Inferno Towers, I do not need to tell you about the single Inferno Tower on your queen or multi-Inferno Tower on your loons. It's not fun, so make sure to have something planned for this area of the base, as well as the point defense, which they, or like the single tower defense damage, which they can deal to your troops, is really not to be underestimated. So this checklist, if you follow it overall for the different strategies, you should be always fine with approaching those defenses first, and make sure that you can take them out. Obviously, in the next few episodes, we're going to talk about more strategies than just those 3. We know there's a lot of strategies out there, so we're going to try to touch on most of the common ones, the strategies which you love. So let's dive into the next episode.
So guys, that's a great episode, you have to admit. Now moving forward, I will share you how to join this platform, and there's a great news I will also share with you. Now guys, moving forward, how you can join this platform. All the important links are given in the description box, also in the pinned comment section. So at first you have to create an account. To create an account, you can use this icon to create an account. Then you have to choose the game. In our case, it's Clash of Clans. So I've chosen the Clash of Clans. Then you have to submit the details like username, email and password. Okay, so guys, finally the best part of the video. The active membership of this platform costs you $9.99 a month, but if you use my link which is in the description box, you will get it for 99 cents for the first month. So go fast and get your membership for $0.99 or 99 cents as soon as possible. So guys, learn from the best players in the Clash of Clans for an entire month for a price less than a coffee.